Greetings, fear seekers. Welcome to the Mr. Nightmare Chronicles. This is the place where your deepest fears take form, where the line blurs between reality and the unknown, the realm where the ordinary turns into the extraordinary, and the safe becomes the sinister. Tonight we delve into the dark corners of the internet, a place where convenience meets chaos. Prepare yourselves as we pull back the curtain on the eerie, the unsettling, and the downright terrifying with 3 true Craigslist horror stories. Our first tale takes us into the world of online shopping, where not all deals are as they seem. Picture a fresh-faced 22-year-old girl, eager to furnish her new apartment with a couch she found on Craigslist. The couch, from the pictures, appeared to be in great shape, and the price, a steal. A deal that was sweetened by the seller's quick acceptance of her offer. But there's a catch, isn't there always? The seller's email address, Mexican Poppy 666, sent a shiver down her spine. An unsettling feeling that only deepened when the seller insisted on delivering the couch to her place. She didn't want a stranger to know where she lived, so she suggested picking it up herself. The seller was persistent, but eventually he gave in, sharing his address. Unsure but determined, she decided to head over to the seller's place. It was a house that stood out in the neighborhood, smaller and more isolated. A middle-aged man with an overly friendly smile welcomed her in, leading her to the living room where the couch sat. Almost immediately, her excitement turned into disappointment. The couch was not as it appeared in the ad. Scuff marks, small tears, the illusion of the perfect deal shattered. She voiced her concerns, but the man just smiled, offering to lower the price even further. But she was done. The house, the man, the couch, everything felt wrong. She declined his offer and tried to leave. But the story doesn't end here. Oh no, it takes a sinister turn. As she was leaving, the man placed his hand on her shoulder, offering the couch for free if she was willing to give something to him. A chill ran down her spine as she fled the house. But as the saying goes, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. The couch was not as it appeared in the ad, but that was just the beginning of her nightmare. Upon entering the seller's living room, she was met with a sight that was far from the pristine condition portrayed in the online photos. The couch, once seemingly a steal, now sat before her, marred with scuff marks and small tears. The material was worn and the once vibrant color was faded, belying years of use and neglect. Her disappointment was palpable. The perfect deal was now merely a perfect deception. She voiced her concerns, her words slicing through the heavy silence of the room. In response, the seller's grin did not waver, but instead it seemed to grow wider, almost maliciously so. He proposed to lower the price, a feeble attempt to salvage the deal, but she was not interested. But as she prepared to leave, the situation took a darker turn. The seller extended his hand, placing it on her shoulder. His touch was cold, sending chills down her spine. He offered the couch for free, but his words were tainted with a sinister undertone. He wanted something else in return, something that made her skin crawl. Her refusal was swift, a gasp of disgust escaping her lips. She didn't waste another moment in that house. The feeling of his touch still lingered, a grim reminder of the unwelcome offer. She rushed back to her car, her heart pounding in her chest. Her only thought was to put as much distance between her and that house as possible. As she drove away, she glanced back at the house, a sense of dread washing over her. She thought she had left the nightmare behind, but the worst was yet to come. Later that night, the real horror began. The stillness of the evening was shattered by a chilling sound, a sound that struck fear into the heart of our young woman. The unmistakable noise of her front doorknob being tampered with echoed through the quiet house. A cold shiver ran down her spine as she realized the terrifying implications. The fear was palpable, a living, breathing entity that filled the room, consuming her every thought. She was no longer alone in her new home. Someone, or something, was trying to gain access, to invade her sanctuary. The quiet creaks and groans of the house now took on a sinister tone, each one a potential footstep, each one a potential threat. Her heart pounded in her chest like a wild drum, each beat screaming at her to run, to hide, but she was frozen in place, a prisoner of her own terror. In a moment of sheer panic, she scrambled to her phone, her fingers trembling as she dialed the 3 numbers that could mean the difference between life and death. 911. The operator's calm voice was a stark contrast to the chaos unfolding in her home. She explained the situation, her voice shaking with fear, the words tumbling out in a frantic rush. As she waited for the police to arrive, each second felt like an eternity. The silence of the house was deafening, the anticipation unbearable. The minutes ticked by, each one heavier than the last, until finally the red and blue lights of the police car cut through the darkness. The police found no sign of the intruder. No fingerprints, no footprints, nothing. But the damage had been done. The sense of security she once felt in her new home was shattered, replaced with a lingering fear that would take a long time to fade. The terror of that night would forever change her view of online shopping. Once the immediate danger was over, the lingering fear remained. The girl's life had taken a horrific turn, one that she could not have anticipated when she set out to buy a simple couch. The ordeal was over, but the impact was far from fleeting. She found herself waking up in the middle of the night startled by the slightest of sounds. The memory of the man's eerie smile and the sound of someone fiddling with her front doorknob haunted her. The sanctuary of her home was violated, leaving her feeling vulnerable. Every knock on the door made her heart race. Every stranger on the street looked like a potential threat. The world outside her window no longer felt safe and secure. It had morphed into a realm of hidden dangers and unseen enemies. She reached out to the local authorities, providing them with the information about the man and his address. They promised to investigate, but the damage was done. The experience had left her wary and suspicious, forever altering her perception of strangers and online transactions. Her story serves as a chilling reminder of the hidden dangers in our connected world. The internet, while a tool of convenience and connection, can also be a breeding ground for those with sinister intentions. The man's email, his insistence on coming to her house, and the discrepancies in the condition of the couch, all were warning signs that something was amiss. Yet the allure of a good deal and the assumption of safety blinded her to these red flags. It's a scenario that could happen to anyone. We're all susceptible to the illusion of safety that the digital age presents. But beneath the surface, there are predators lurking in the shadows, ready to exploit our trust. This tale serves as a stark reminder to always remain vigilant and mindful in our online interactions. To always listen to our gut instincts when something feels off. It's a lesson learned in the most frightening of ways, a lesson she will never forget. And so ends our first true Craigslist horror story. A grim reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows of the internet. That was just one of many chilling tales from the depths of Craigslist. As we delve further into the abyss, our next story pulls back the curtain on a seemingly innocent transaction. A young man looking for a vintage record player finds more than just old music when he stumbles upon a seller with a sinister secret. Will he escape unscathed, or will his love for retro tunes lead him down a path of darkness? Only time will tell. Then, we'll dive into a tale of a woman searching for a roommate on Craigslist. She thinks she's found the perfect match. A friendly, quiet individual who seems to be the ideal tenant. But as the nights grow longer, strange occurrences begin to shatter the peace. Whispers in the dark, missing items, and an ever-present feeling of being watched. What happens when the walls of your own home no longer feel safe? These are but glimpses into the terrors that await in our upcoming tales. Each story a testament to the hidden horrors that lurk in the most unexpected places. Craigslist, a platform for buying and selling, a community for the good, the bad, and in our case, the downright terrifying. Stay tuned for more true Craigslist horror stories, if you dare. That's all for today's Nightmare Chronicles. We've journeyed through the unsettling world of Craigslist deals gone wrong, from a deceptive couch sale, an unwelcome offer, to a night intruder. It's a chilling reminder that not all transactions are as they seem, and sometimes the price of a good deal might be more than just money. These tales of horror are not just stories. They're real experiences from people just like you and me, who've had their lives turned upside down by the unexpected. They serve as a warning and a lesson to all of us about the dangers that lurk in the corners of the internet. But it's not just about sharing these stories. It's about learning from them too. So let's talk about it. What would you have done differently? How would you protect yourself in a similar situation? Your thoughts and experiences could help someone else avoid a similar fate. Furthermore, these stories are a testament to the strength and resilience of those who face such horrors and live to tell the tale. They've braved the darkness and emerged stronger, and for that, they deserve our respect and admiration. Now it's your turn to share your stories and experiences. Have you ever had a creepy encounter or a deal that seemed too good to be true? We'd love to hear about it. Your story could be featured in our next video, helping to spread awareness and caution to others. And while you're at it, why not give us some feedback? Did you enjoy today's video? Do you have suggestions for future topics? We're always looking to improve and bring you the best content possible. Lastly, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Mr. Nightmare Chronicles. We bring you true horror stories from all walks of life, aimed to both entertain and educate. Don't forget to subscribe to Mr. Nightmare Chronicles for more spine-chilling tales. Until next time, sleep tight. Sleep.